Hey guys, it's Mason with First and Finishing, and today we're going to be unboxing and setting up an Electron Plus 3 Master B or Barekit. Let's first start with opening up the box and getting everything out. So we just got everything out. We have our gun box, our spare parts box, our controller, our pump, our tubing and powder hose bag, a hopper stand, and some directions and the manual. Let's first get the control unit out. Don't lose this piece of packaging foam because there's 2 small screws in this bag that are very important. Let's go ahead and open up the pump. So here's the pump and here's the directions on how to use it. Now let's open up the gun box. And here we have an Electron Plus 3 C1 gun and a round jet or deflector nozzle assembly. Now open up the powder hose and tubing bag. You should have red 8mm tubing, black 8mm tubing, black 6mm tubing, and your powder hose. Now let's open up the spare parts box. Now that we got everything out, let's go ahead and put it together. I'm going to be using this desktop stand. It does keep everything clean and all together. This is sold separately, so if you guys just want to use your control unit and sit on your table, that's fine too. So we're going to start by putting this control unit in the stand right here. And then these screws that are inside of this packaging are what holds the control unit to the stand. So make sure you put these in these holes right here and here. This takes a 4mm Allen wrench. Now we're going to take this filter assembly and mount it onto the stand right here. If you don't have the stand, it comes with self-tapping screws if you want to screw it to a cart or a wall or anything like that. Just loosen this top part of the main filter right here. Slide it through the bottom and then tighten it back down. This cable coming from the filter assembly is going to plug into the back of the control unit where it says aux. Now we're going to go ahead and set up the hopper, whether it be a 1 pound like this, a 2 pound, 8 pound, 10 pound, or really whatever you have. As long as the pump can fit in the top here, you're good. We're going to put these fittings on. There's an elbow fitting in here that's going to go in the bottom, and there's a filter that's going to go in the top. Now take your pump and stick it on top of the hopper, just like this. Now we're going to need the red and black 8mm tubing. Now we're going to get the 2 8mm quick disconnects from this bag. They should look something like these. The QD with the little red piece here is for the red tubing, so you're going to disconnect the spring guard, slide the spring guard over the tubing, and then push the tubing over the barb on the other end. Just like that. Now go ahead and tighten down the spring guard. This is what it should look like once it's done. Go ahead and repeat that process for the black tubing and the other QD. Now these quick disconnects are going to go to the pump, the red goes to the red, and the black goes to the black. There's 2 zip ties in the spare parts bag. Use them to keep the black and red lines together. This end of the red and black tubing will go to the back of the control unit where it's marked red and black. Take this orange tubing and that's going to go from your first filter regulator to the back of the control unit. Now take your 6mm black fluidization line and this is going to go from that second regulator to the bottom of your hopper. Now that we have the fluidization now, let's go ahead and work on the gun. This long black 6mm line, this is your rinsing line, and this is going to go to the front of the gun handle. It's going to push over the barb right here. Just like that. And hang the gun from the hook here. If you don't have the stand, just set on your table. Now take this Velcro off the powder hose and it's going to connect from the bottom of the gun to your pump on your hopper. The powder hose will push over the barb from your powder hose connector, and then this pushes back into the gun. Now that you have the gun cable, powder hose, and rinsing line all plugged in, let's go ahead and use this black sheathing to keep them all together. We just got the sheathing on. Keep about 16 inches from the sheathing to the gun. That way you have enough room to take it apart for color changes. Go ahead and use some black electrical tape to keep it in place. Just like that. All the stuff that's remaining that didn't get sheathed, it comes with some Velcro, so go ahead and put that around here. This end of the gun cable will connect to the back of the control unit where it says gun. The rinsing line will plug into the black 6mm push lock on the top right of the control unit. The powder hose will connect to the pump right here. So we have a couple more things until we're done. We have this spring here. This goes over the powder hose right here. It helps keep it from kinking and bending. We have our power cable. We have a ground strap. This is going to go from the ground lug on the back of your control unit to your ground rod. We provide an extra flat spray nozzle for your gun. There's a diffuser or round jet nozzle like this. It has 3 different sizes of tips. In our spare parts bag, we have an extra insert, a fuse, 2 filter elements that go inside of the pump, and our multi-spray adapter for the gun. We also have a cleaning brush to help clean out the gun and pump, a goodie bag that has a first and finishing pin, a screwdriver, and a little flashlight, the pump directions, the +3 master manual, and this first and finishing folder. This USB contains information like videos on your system, your warranty information, and digital copies of your manual. Lastly, let's go over all the connections to make sure you hooked up everything correctly. To start off with our air, we have our main air in here. We have this regulator set between 80 to 100 psi. We have this orange tubing coming from the bottom of this push-to-lock to the controller on the bottom right side over here. We have this cord plugging into the back of the control unit and the auxiliary cord here. And this black 6mm tubing goes to our hopper for fluidization. For the gun, we have the gun cable coming from the back of the gun handle going to the bottom left of the control unit where it says gun. The rinsing line in the front of the gun handle goes to this push lock right here. And the powder hose coming from the bottom of the gun goes to the pump right here. The black and the red tubing go to the pump where the red is in the back and the black is in the front. Our ground cable is connected to our ground lug, and this other end will go to your ground rod. The power plugs in here and is tightened down with a Phillips screwdriver. Now that everything's hooked up, all you gotta do is turn it on, put some powder in your hopper, and you're ready to spray. So that's it as far as the unbox and setup of your Electron +3 Master B. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me or check out our website at firstandfinishing.net. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.